Hi, this is Andrea Schulman again, and in today's quick law of attraction video, I'm going to give a quick suggestion to help you learn how to listen to your intuition. But first, if you're watching this video on YouTube or on my website, please make sure to subscribe because I do put out new law of attraction videos every single week. Also, if you're watching this video specifically on YouTube, please be sure to tap the bell and turn on your notifications so that you see these videos as soon as I put them out. Let's go ahead and talk now about this suggestion to help you listen to your intuition. So one of the things we hear about a lot in the spiritual consciousness community is the importance of listening to your intuition. And when it comes to the law of attraction, this is a very important skill to hone. Because if you want to create a life that is full of all kinds of things that you love, it's important that you resonate with advice and with ideas that are coming from that place of love. Because here's the thing, we get lots of different ideas. We get lots of different thoughts that come to us throughout the course of the day. Some of them have some really great ideas, and some of them not so much. And it's important to be able to distinguish what is your voice of intuition versus what's the voice of your ego. So, in the purest terms, when you get information, when you get ideas, they're going to be coming from one of two places. Either they're going to be coming from your ego. They're going to be coming from a place of fear. They're going to be coming from a place of feeling separate, feeling like you need to defend yourself. Or they're going to be coming from a place of love, a place of higher consciousness, a place of source, a place of God, whatever label you want to put on it. Now, when you take advice from the voice of love, the voice of God, the voice of higher consciousness, the voice of source, when you take advice from that level, you're always going to be acting in love, moving in love, behaving in love. And since your reality reflects what you're putting out, that will always work out very, very well for you. If by contrast, we listen to and take advice from the voice of fear, from the voice of ego, we are acting out of fear, we're behaving out of fear, and through the law of attraction, what that means is that in that moment, we're actively creating a more negative life experience. So when you get these bright ideas that are coming to you, it doesn't really feel like you generated them, but it feels like they're coming to you, it's always a great idea to qualify, is this the voice of love? Or is this the voice of fear? And there's a very easy way to tell which one's which. The voice of fear is going to sound fearful. It's going to sound urgent. It's going to sound like you need to do this or this bad thing is going to happen. That's kind of the energy that goes behind the voice of the ego, the voice of fear. So that voice is actually the louder of the two voices. That's the voice that's really going to try to get your attention. And so it's kind of hard sometimes to tune that voice out, but understand that if I listen to that voice, it's going to take me down the path that I don't want to go. Now, the other voice, the voice of your intuition, your higher consciousness, God, is going to speak to you a lot calmer. Why? Because it's the voice of love. It isn't worried about all the terrible, horrible things that could happen. It's really just focused on that state of love. And so it gives you ideas, it gives you nudges, but it's a lot more subtle. And so when you get an idea that feels like, yeah, that's not a bad idea, that could work, or that's interesting, I didn't think about that before, and it's not colored with this, you got to do this now or this bad thing's going to happen, that's your voice of love. Now, the truth of the matter is, over time, many people have become very negatively conditioned, and I was no different. So we become very conditioned to listen to that fear-based voice. So something that is a very useful strategy for anybody who's working with their consciousness to employ is to become very aware of what voice they're paying attention to and to divert their attention in that moment. So if you find yourself in a situation where that loud ego voice is trying to scare you about what may happen, it can be very helpful when you notice it to just pause, take a deep breath, and tell yourself, I can tell that this advice is coming from my ego. It's coming from a place of fear. And I know that if I take that advice, I'm going to be moving in fear. So instead, I will listen for the voice of love, or I will listen for the voice of higher consciousness, the voice of God, the voice of spirit. I will listen for that voice in regards to this situation. Just tell yourself that and then drop the subject and move on to something else. Because truthfully, it doesn't matter what the situation is. If it's, do I take this job or this job? Do I go here or there? Do I make up with this person or not? Whatever the quandary is, whatever the question is that you're receiving guidance for, it doesn't matter what it is, but taking the advice of that ego, taking the voice of that fear is going to take you in a direction that you don't want to go in. So just telling yourself that and then reminding yourself that it's your dominant willing attention to listen to that higher voice will make it a lot easier for you to notice when you're hearing the lower voice, when you're hearing the higher voice, and remind you that that is your intention. That's what you want to be doing, is listening to that voice of love so that you can create better outcomes in your life through the law of attraction. Thanks so much for watching today's quick law of attraction video. If you'd like to watch some of my longer law of attraction video tutorials, I do have a membership website that contains over 130 longer extended video tutorial titles. I know if you're watching this video on YouTube or on my website, there should be a link below in the description that will take you to some information on becoming a member. And if you're watching this video on a different medium, you can just check out my website, raiseyourvibrationtoday.com, for more information on that. Again, please do remember to subscribe and to turn on your notifications. And of course, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.